James Hearn for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I have to talk about this. There's a lot of layers to unpack here, and we're gonna head on over to the welterweight division because the welterweight division has been a popular conversation on this channel in recent weeks with the interview that made a lot of waves throughout the boxing community, where I interviewed Jin Suzuki and he called out Jaron ENNIS, and the Ennis brigade got all mad and said, "Who is this guy? He's not that good. He lost to Andy Hiroka, right? He ain't being Boots, right? All that stuff, right?" But in this video, I'm actually gonna take up for Boots because, you know, I think Jaron ENNIS is a great talent. I think he's one of the brightest. I still think he's one of the bright, even with all the negative things that have been happening with his career recently and whatnot. I still think Jaron ENNIS is one of the brightest young talents in boxing, or just brightest talents from America. I won't say he's young because in my eyes, he's not that young. He's not like, you know, in his early 20s. He's, I think, what is he? His mid to late 20s now. So he's not like young, but you know, he's still, you know, he's in his prime. He needs to be making things happen now for his career. And I think Eddie Hearn should be getting him the Conor Ben fight. I think Conor Ben versus Jaron ENNIS, when you look at, from a commercial standpoint, when you look at the fight that could do the most for Boots commercially, based on the fact that he's silent matchroom boxing, that's a fight that makes a lot of sense. And we're not getting a push from Eddie Hearn to have Boots fight Conor Ben. No, we're getting Conor Ben, who's getting pushed to fight Mario Barrios, because Conor Ben himself recently took to social media and stated himself that he's not on social media, he's locked in, he will win a world title in 2025, and it'll be the WBC world title, right? And we know that WBC champion is Mario Barrios. Now, I understand that Conor Ben, because of who his dad is and because of the legacy his dad has left in the UK, that, you know, him becoming a world champion would be very big for the matchroom boxing brand. And commercially, it'll be good for Eddie Hearn and matchroom boxing. And theoretically, if he was to beat Mario Barrios, you could still do the Boots fight, but it could be even bigger in the unification fight. However, in my opinion, Jaron ENNIS should be the priority because Jaron ENNIS is the most talented American fighter you've ever signed at the stage you signed him. And I think Andrade, personally, Demetrius Andrade was a more talented fighter than Boots Ennis. But when at the point in time where Eddie Hearn had signed Demetrius Andrade, you know, he was a middleweight. I think Andrade's best years were at 154. He didn't get a chance to really realize his potential as a 54-pounder. When Eddie got him, he was still very good, but he wasn't quite the dynamic talent he was at 54. But he was still very good. Boots is in his prime at his best weight class, and so for that, in my eyes, Eddie Hearn getting Boots was like, you know, getting Tim Duncan in the draft, getting, you know, Connor McDavid in the draft, or Alexander Barkov in the draft, or LeBron James in the draft. That was his big American signing, because he came to America all those years ago. He couldn't get the top American talent, and he had to overpay a lot of guys. You know, like Jesse Vargas got overpaid, and Mikey Garcia got overpaid, and even Andre got overpaid, right? So I feel like he deserves better treatment than he's been getting from Eddie Hearn. You know, Eddie Hearn, thus far, has not been able to deliver for him. And I think the Conor Ben fight is a fight that should have been a priority, because Boots should be a priority. You're trying to really stick your flag in the ground in the American market. People have skepticism of you delivering in the American market. You haven't really delivered in the American market for American fighters that you've had, and you get one in their prime like Boots, and so far it's just been, you know, not the best fights. So I don't like the fact that Conor Ben is getting pushed to fight Barrios when he should be fighting Boots. That's wrong on Eddie Hearn's part. What I will say is, now, as far as Ben versus Barrios, the actual fight, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a winnable fight, considering when you look at Barrios, you know, who I think has gotten better. I think he has improved over the years. You know, he does have some good wins. He did beat Ugas and whatnot. But Barrios is beatable. We saw his last fight what Abel Ramos did to him. Abel Ramos is not regarded as a upper echelon welterweight. You know, good fighter, fringe contender, but he's not supposed to be an upper echelon welterweight. A lot of people, myself included, think Abel Ramos had a great case to win that fight, and maybe that he should be the WBC champion. Maybe Barrios shouldn't even be talking about fighting Conor Ben. Maybe it should be Ramos versus Barrios, the rematch, because it was such a fun fight the first time, and there was always so much in question that they should be doing a rematch. But if Barrios does fight Ben, it's a winnable fight for Conor Ben. Barrios is very hittable, has leaky defense, and Conor Ben. One thing we do know about Conor Ben is he's very explosive. Conor Ben can knock. I think Conor Ben can knock out Barrios. I think it's a fight where Ben could stop Barrios. Obviously, I think Barrios could probably stop Ben too. So it's gonna make for an exciting fight. I don't think either one of these guys is gonna sniff a pound list or anything like that. But entertainment-wise, it's a really good fight. I just have a problem with it because Eddie Hearn has been trying now for what are we? We're in 2025 now, so we're going on 7 years, more than half a decade now of Eddie Hearn sticking his flag in the ground, trying to make some noise in the U.S. boxing market. And in my opinion, there's never been a fighter he's ever signed from America who was like this level of good at this level, at this stage of their career as Jaron Ennis. And he hasn't been able to deliver him the fights against the other champions in the division. Boots didn't want to take the fight against Virgil Ortiz, which maybe isn't his fault because Virgil instructed him to not take the fight. And same thing with Tio. Virgil instructed him to not negotiate that fight anymore. But I just think, to me, this is probably the biggest blunder because I feel like, look, that fight for Eddie Hearn is a win-win. It's in-house fight, yes. So one guy's going to lose. But if it's entertaining fight and it's a good fight, nobody's stop will really go down. If Conor Ben beats Boots, a lot of people would take Conor Ben more serious, honestly. And for Ennis, a fight against Conor Ben would definitely get his name bigger in the UK boxing market. And it would be a fight that commercially, a lot of people, I think, would get behind it. Even fight fans here in America, right? So I just think Eddie Hearn is dropping the ball. And I don't like the fact that that Conor Ben is being pushed into a Mario Barrios fight when he has Jaron Ennis right there. That's not fair. That doesn't sit well with me. And, I know supposedly the negotiating the Stanionis fight. So if he can get the Stanionis fight done, then I think that'll be a good consolation prize. It's a unification fight against a very exciting opponent. But if he can't get Stanionis or any of the other champions, Boots is probably going to have to fight and I hate to say his name because I know a lot of Boots fans hate me saying his name, but he might have to fight a Jintazaki. He might have to fight a Blair Cobbs. These guys that have been calling him out. In the case of Sasaki, a guy that's very highly ranked, he may have to fight a guy like that. And while these fights are very good fights that I would be excited about, overall in boxing, these are not the kind of fights that I think at this moment in time are going to do a whole lot for Boots in his career. He needs those defining fights, and he's not getting them right now. And that's very, very frustrating for me as a Boots fan. And I think Conor Ben is one of those fights that should be getting pushed. So, yeah. Anyway, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys give me your thoughts. I always get a lot of interesting thoughts when it comes to Jaron Ennis, and Conor Ben. So leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you click right over here.